Hello, everybody. Welcome to Yoga for Self-Love with Kim. This will be a short, slow flow practice. So bring yourself to your mat. Don't need any props for this one. Come into child's pose. Your version of child's pose, knees together or knees wide. Bring your bum back to your heels. Walk the hands forward and rest your forehead down onto the mat. Third eye space, relaxing down onto the mat, or you can make a little pillow with the arms or tuck a block underneath the forehead. Take a moment to arrive here. Call back all the parts of yourself, all your energy that you've been spreading out into the world, draw it all back to you. And take this time right now to be with yourself, body, mind, breath, and spirit. A sacred time just for you. Take a moment to observe yourself. Acknowledge any thoughts, feelings, emotions, physical sensations in your body. If you notice any areas of tightness, tension, discomfort, send those areas some breath, some love. Likewise, notice any areas in your body or your mind that feel open, free-flowing, and good. I invite you to bring in the intention to be gentle, kind, patient, loving, compassionate with yourself through the practice today, and to carry this intention out into the world with you. Be good to you. You're awesome. You deserve it. You are worthy. Begin to gently rock your hips from side to side. Bring yourself to center. And now slowly begin to find your way on to your belly. And from your belly, roll over onto the right side. Good, have the left hand in front of you for support, or reach that left arm up overhead. We'll stack the legs. And then we'll move back and forth between curling ourselves into fetal position. So drawing the knees up towards the chest and drawing your head, your arms down towards your knees. And then opening everything up. So we're still on the right side. Opening things up, extending down through the legs, arms reach up over the head, and then finding some extension through the spine, bending the knees, drawing the feet up behind you, lifting up through the heart, maybe lifting the gaze, maybe bending the elbows, drawing the arms back behind you. And then again, we come through the center on the right side here, and then curl everything into a little ball, fetal position on the right side. And then open it back out. Legs extend, arms extend, and then let's find that extension. Bend the elbows, bend the knees. Arms reaching back behind you, feet tucking up behind your bum. And then bring yourself back onto your right side and then over onto your belly. Same thing on the left side. So roll onto the left side. Right hand in front of you for support if you like, or right arm comes up along the ear. Legs are stacked. And then we'll curl it into fetal position on the left side now. Knees drop towards the chest. Head and arms curl in towards the knees. And then re-extend the legs, arms come back up overhead. And now we bend the knees, draw the feet up behind your bum, Lift up through your heart, extension through the spine. Maybe the arms reach up overhead, and then curl yourself back into that fetal position. So open it up one more time. Arms reach up and back. Feet tuck up behind your bum. And then back over to your left side and on to your belly again. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees wide. Press into your hands. Send yourself back into child's pose. And now reach forward with the fingers. Begin to lift yourself up. We'll keep the big toes reaching towards each other. Begin to lower pubic bone, hips, pelvis down towards the mat, hugging the feet up towards your bum, pressing into the hands, heart lifted. Could have a bigger bend in the elbows here. And then press into your hands, lift up through your belly. Send your feet back to the mat, bum back to the heels, child's pose. Again, we take it forward, roll it forward, draw the feet up towards the bum. You lower the pelvis down to the mat, cobra pose with the feet tucked up towards the bum. And then send yourself back into child's pose. One more time, let's bring it forward. Feet drawing towards the bum as you lower the pelvis down, lift up through the heart. And then send yourself back into your child's pose. And come up through a table position. All fours, hands and knees. Let's tuck the toes under. Press into the fingers, glide your hips up and back, downward dog. Start with a bigger little bend in the knees. Find some movement. Rock it back and forth. Bend straight in the knees. Walk your dog. Bend one knee. Press the other heel to the mat. Whatever movement you like here. Bend the knees, crouch yourself down, tiger pose, and press down into the balls of the feet. Hug in through the inner edges of the feet. Hug in through the inner legs. Lift up through the belly. Begin to shift yourself forward, plank pose. Pressing out through the heels, reaching out through the crown of the head and lifting up through the belly. Press down into your finger pads, hug in through the arms, lift up the belly, glide your hips up and back into downward dog. Bend the knees, crouch yourself down. And again, slowly begin to roll yourself forward into plank. Glide the hips up and back. Bend the knees, crouch it down. Let's roll it forward again. Plank pose. And then hips come up and back into your downward dog. Now bend your knees, crouch down. We'll send the right leg up, three-legged dog. Hips squaring down towards the mat, right toes pointing down towards the mat. Bend that right knee right in towards your chest. Shift forward, knee to chest for core plank. Send that right leg up and back, three-legged dog. And we'll release that right foot down to the mat. Bend the knees, crouch it down. This time, send the left leg up, three-legged dog. Bend that left knee, bring it into the chest. Shift yourself forward, core plank. And then send that left leg up and back again, three-legged dog. Release that foot down to the mat. Step yourself up top of your mat. Forward fold. Lift up your belly off of your thighs. Soften the knees. Hinge from your hips. Belly comes back down to the thighs. Let your head go. Hands go. Maybe grab elbows. Maybe rock your hips side to side. Sway the arms if you like. And then back to center. Hands come to the hips, press into your feet, lift your heart, come all the way up to stand. Palms together at your heart. Let's reach the arms up. Fold yourself in, forward fold. Bring it halfway up to a flat back. Press fingers into the shins, the thighs, or the mat. Lift up the belly, lengthen out through the spine, nice and long. And then soften the knees, fold in, drop your hands down to the mat. We'll step back to plank pose. Drop your knees, Lower pubic bone, pelvis, torso all the way down. Hug in through the elbows. Root down through fingers, toes, pubic bone. Begin to lift your heart up, baby cobra. And release your heart back down. Again, press down into the earth. Lift the heart, baby cobra. One more time. Lift your heart, baby cobra. And then release yourself down. Tuck the toes, root down into the fingers, send the hips up and back. Downward dog. Bend your knees, crouch down. Let's send that right leg up, three-legged dog. Bend that right knee, bring it forward, core plank. Step right foot through to the right thumb. We'll drop the left knee to the mat. Press down into the feet, lift up. Heart lifts, arms reach up. You can allow yourself to drop down a little bit into that left hip if that feels okay. Right hip draws back. And then hands down to the mat. Tuck your back toes under. Step yourself back to plank. Drop knees down to the mat. Lower yourself all the way down to your belly. Hug the elbows and lift up through the heart. Baby cobra, and release. Tuck the toes, press into the hands. We'll lift the hips up and back. Downward dog. Crouch yourself down. We'll send that left leg up, three-legged dog. Bend that knee, bring it forward, core plank. Step that left foot through to the left thumb. Drop that right knee to the mat. Press down into the feet, down into the legs. Begin to lift up. Pelvic floor lifts, belly lifts. Low back draws in and up. Side body reaches up, arms reach. And lower the hips down a little bit. And then we'll take hands down to the mat. Tuck the back toes. Step yourself back into plank. Lower knees down. Lower yourself all the way down to the belly. Let's take it up into our baby cobra. Release down, tuck toes. Press into the hands, into the feet. Glide the hips up and back for your downward dog. Walk out your dog, pedal out your legs. And then we'll drop knees to the mat. Come all the way down onto your belly again. Reach the fingers back towards the feet. Bend the knees. Send your feet up towards the ceiling and begin to press down into the pubic bone. Lift up through the heart. Lift up through the feet. Send the feet up. So we're coming into a bow pose modification. And then release yourself down for a moment. Just turn to one cheek. Relax. And then bring your head back to center. Now bend the knees, draw the feet in towards your bum. If it's accessible to you, grab a hold of the ankles. And if not, just do what we just did and act as if. And then we'll begin to lift up the feet again, lift up the heart, finding our bow pose. And then we'll take it over onto the side. So slowly you begin to tip yourself over onto the right side. So you're coming into bow pose on the side. And then slowly begin to roll yourself back to center, coming back onto the belly. Press the feet up towards the ceiling. Again, lift up through the heart. And then we take it over onto the left side. So you slowly tip yourself over to the left. we'll bring it back onto the belly. One more time for our full bow. Press the feet into the hands, feet reaching up towards the ceiling, heart lifting. And then release yourself down onto your belly. Let go of the ankles if you had a hold of them. Knees wide. Take the big toes together behind you and send your bum back to your heels. Few nice deep breaths here. Come back to our intention. Gentle, kind, patient, loving, compassionate with ourselves. And then bring yourself to a comfortable seat. Palms together at your heart. May you feel safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you live with ease. May your heart be open to love, compassion, and may you know joy. Thank you for joining me for this short, slow flow vinyasa practice. With love and gratitude, namaste.